We have a few places available here, if you want. 3, 4. We'll start in 5 minutes. Max. Monte le son. Okay, we'll start. The 5 minutes were short. So it's so good to have you today. Thank you for coming. Happy to see all of you every year, year after year. So I'm Fabien. I'm the founder and the developer of Odoo. And I'm gonna start the day with some information for you. Just where we are currently running at 5,500 employees, which is not bad considering the fact that 20 years ago I was alone. We are running at 500 plus million billing last year, 700 something this year. We run at more than 10,000 new clients per month, thanks to you. We have partners in 175 countries, 9,000 partners today, by far the largest open source partner network. And why do I do these numbers? Why do I tell you these numbers? The thing that I'm the most proud of, we only have 2 products, Odoo Community and Odoo Enterprise. And we only have 2 platforms, Odoo Online and Odoo SH. Usually when you grow at such scale, company gets complex. They start to create new departments, acquire other companies, launch new lines of products, whatever and whatever. The thing that made the success of Odoo is that we stay focused. We only have 2 products, despite the fact that we have 5,500 employees. And that's part, I believe, of our success, is to focus on the only thing that matters, Odoo, 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 as a product, as a platform, and as a service. So if we have to summarize our strengths, I believe it always gets down to these 2 things, value for the money. You know that, but I like to re-insist for the new partners in the room. Value, it's all the apps you get in Odoo. We cover all you need, no need to integrate with different software, you know that. You can replace basically dozens of software with just Odoo. And for the money, you know it, it's a price subscription, but it's also, because the software is simple, the service required to deploy it is less. To train your new employee, it's less. So the money is also, the total cost of ownership includes the subscription, of course, but also the price of the service, the maintenance. And for all of that, I believe we are much better than the competitors. And if you have to understand the strategy of Odoo, it's this. If you understand the value for the money, it's basically everything we do. Changing the price, changing the features in the product, evolution of the partner network. It's always about that. That explains pretty much every decision we have in every department. For instance, how do we increase the value we provide to our customers? Obviously, with the research and development, a better product. But also, our marketing is focused on delivering value to the customer. We don't have a marketing with push logo. We never sponsor events. We never sponsor organization. The only marketing we do is to educate people. We try to provide value. We create a lot of content, YouTube videos. We work with influencers where they can explain for 1 minute what is Odoo. So it's always about the R&D create the value, the marketing show the value to the end users. So it's part of the value to have a strong brand, but also having efficient service and efficient sales network and partner network. That increases the value. How do we decrease the price? A better product. If the product is simpler, it's easier to implement. A good service methodology. I remember when I started selling ERP, these products costed hundreds of thousands of euros for small and mid-sized companies. Today we can do it with tens of thousands of euros and sometimes thousands of euros. So we can lower the price, and that's the strategy we had 2 years ago when we changed our pricing to make it more affordable to the smaller company. But we also have ways to attract loads of users for free with the open source product or the one app free approach. And basically, that's a way for us of having a price close to 0. So it still contributes to value for the money, because obviously when you have a one app free, large value, it's a good return. And also that's the reason why we keep doing our support and upgrade which is free as part of the Odoo enterprise contract, at least all level of support. It decreased the total cost of ownership. And these two things, because everything we do and every decision we did over the past 10 years went to increasing the value or decreasing the total cost of ownership, we get to a level today where what we do is unmatched. Clearly unmatched, very far away from the competition. And it's really important because SMEs today still have nothing. Most of them have plenty of software. They have WordPress for their website, QuickBooks for their accounting. They have plenty of things. The equipment rate in integrated ERPs is very low. So our vision of one platform for every business need and affordable, I believe there is no other contestant today. The alternative is what? Microsoft Dynamics, very expensive. It's only for the middle-sized companies who have a lot of budget. SAP, too expensive too, NetSuite too. So there is obviously no alternative. But because what we try to do is extremely complex, it takes time. But I strongly believe that we will end up acquiring the world. But what is our strategy to get to that? I believe we are get to a point where as a product, not as a market, not as a service network, but as a product, we are winning the ERP segment already. What we have is far ahead from the competition, and they will need years and years to get back to where we are, and we are still we continue to evolve, so we are improving fast. But the next big challenges are two things. Industries, we used to be app-specific, very generic. Now we are launching more and more industries. We'll check after. That makes us way more efficient. When you have a product for the construction industries, it's much easier to sell, it's much easier to market, it's much easier to develop when you focus on a specific industry, a vertical. And the one-app free segment. I believe we want the ERP market. It just takes time to acquire users because we are on a complex market. But the one-app segment, not yet. We still have very strong players for project management, CRM, with Pipedrive, Salesforce. But I do believe that we have also an opportunity there to get this market with the value we provide and because of the fact that we are fully integrated. And this is huge. If we succeed to get that, each of these segments, CRM and so on, is probably 10 times bigger than the ERP market. So these are huge in terms of acquiring volume of users. The website builder, it's huge. I mean, there is probably 100 times more websites than ERP deployed. Not with the same revenue, but it's a capability of getting users. And our strength today is the big user base we have, and we plan to grow it much faster with the one-app segment. For industries, we released 50 plus industries today. These are the new ones: environmental agency, bakery and demand, personal trainer, cleaning service, shoemaker, wedding planner. And we continue. So we get to 50, and the quality of these industries is really, really good now. Now you can basically start an industry, load up demo data, and have a very good demonstration. There is a knowledge article that explains how your salesperson should follow the flow. So it helps a lot in pre-sales and everything. So that's industry we started. It's not perfectly used. Not all of the consultant or salespeople knows all of these industries. But as a product, it started, and we have basically an industry for every need. And we will have an industry for every need. And then how we will disrupt the one-app segment. And that is different application per application. Let's start with the first one, accounting. If you look at the different accounting software and you rank them based on the features they have, purely on the accounting space, and the UX they have, usually they are here. So you have Exact, Winbooks, QuickBooks Zero, all the single app accounting players. They usually do have a lot of features purely accounting, and they have no other things. But they are not modern, I would say. The UX is not as great as they should be. Today, maybe Odoo is here. Feature even slightly better. Now we have everything in one application, where the others need multiple applications to connect with the bank, to manage documents, to do loans, to do assets, deferred revenues. Everything is standard in Odoo, including consolidation, IFRS, including the things that are required for large companies. But it's still a UX that I believe we can improve. And the real disruption in accounting will be there. How can we improve that? We should have a look at another side of the market. And these are I would say, the extremely simple accounting software, which are personal finance, freelancers, accounting software, and so on. And if you look at them, Accountable, Indie, Bonsai, They have basically no feature. It's just for personal finance or freelancers. But their UX, user experience, is much better than what we do. And so looking at this player, we have a direction that we can follow on how we can do. And I strongly believe that we can learn from them, get the UX they do, and still keep the features we have a very good compromise, which is a better UX, while we still have all the features. And if we do that, then Odoo is going to be disruptive in the accounting market. We started to be already, so we are winning a lot of deals because of the accounting. But in order to disrupt the market, you shouldn't be just slightly better. You have to be much, much, much better. And as we will do that, that's where we will create the gap necessary to disrupt completely all accounting software. And I have a few examples for you. If you look at this, so the bank matching of Odoo is great. It does a lot of things, but it's super complex. The chart of account usually is not ready to be used. You have the legal chart of account, but all the expenses accounts are not there, so that you cannot register an expense right away out of the box. Tax returns, we have some tax returns, but not something that warns you, tells you have to fill your tax for that day, pay your tax now, recommendation on how to fill your tax online and that kind of things. And a lot of things, tax deduction, credit cards. They offer credit cards. So you have a credit card, you pay with it so that it's fully integrated with the accounting, and you have a control on the expense. You can say you can spend maximum 50 euro and only for transport, for instance. And basically, they are better than us at some of these things. If you want an example to better illustrate what I'm saying, here is the reconciliation screen of Odoo. It's super powerful. You can do a lot of things. Pure accounting firms are very, very good at it. But I showed it to my wife, and she's an entrepreneur, and she gets scared completely. She didn't understand anything. And I do believe we can do better. So inspired with what the simpler software did, we are now working on a better approach where you just have one line per bank transaction, and directly you have one button that tells you what to do depending on the transaction with better artificial intelligence that match way more automatically. And if you want to click, then you have all the features usually. You can assign a partner, reconcile, set account. And then you have a pop-up and choose. And then the accounts are well organized by category so that it's very easy to choose an account and you don't have the full chart of account with 900 accounts where you are completely lost. And these are the kind of things where we can do much, much better. And I do believe that's what will transform the accounting packages. By the way, that's exactly what we did in the ERP space. In the ERP space, we did all the features. 5 years ago, we were plenty of features, but we win because of what? UX. We made it, with all the features, we made it simple. I still believe we have room for improvement in the accounting, and that's what we are doing for that. We have plenty of tasks like this one. That's just an example that Christophe will show you during the day, when we will have the roadmap presentation. We will add the credit cards on your accounting package so that you have a control of the expense. Employee can spend money and you can put some ratings, and this is fully integrated with your accounting. How do we win the website builder and e-commerce segment? I think that one is easy. You have basically 3 types of player. The e-commerce one, Shopify is leading, is good in e-commerce, but it's not open source, so not good for the marketing agencies who need to customize for their clients. And they don't have a good page builder, basically no page builder. So it's difficult to create your own page. You need to have some web designer just to do it. It's basically impossible to do it on your own. And then you have the pure page builders, Wix, Squarespace, great page builder, but a shitty e-commerce, and you cannot customize them. It's for very, very simple needs. And then you have the open source one. It's great because it's open source, and he was the first one. So he started the wave. But e-commerce, very average, page builder, not standard, and even if you use Elementor and everything, it's very techy, not easy to use, extremely difficult. How do we disrupt that? We bring the 3 values together. Great page builder, great e-commerce, while being open source so that you, the partners, can customize based on the client's need. There is no limit on what can be done on the platform. And that is what we are doing since a few years. We are getting very close to that. We still have a few issues, but improving a lot. Let me show you one of the tasks that we did, which is to improve the page builder and the layouts of the e-commerce section. So for that, in the new version, you will have multiple ways to see the shop page, which basically looks like this. but you will have more options to make it look like this with big banners on the top, or large product cards like this for the ones who have a few products but that really want to emphasize on the quality of their products, with variants on the card and add to cart here, or gray cards in 2 columns like this, or like this with an explanation of the category. So you'll have multiple shop pages that you can choose from, activate categories on the top with pictures or with text. So you can easily configure. Same for the product page. You're gonna have a lot of different options on how you want to structure. And it just toggles like you used to have. So it's gonna be very easy to customize your e-commerce experience. Same for the cards, the shop cards, with background, shadow, gray background, white background, with or without add to cart. You will also have a wizard when you install, when you start an e-commerce, it tells you what's your industry, what you want to do, choose your page. Now we'll add 2 steps. One to choose the design for your shop page. You want just product or categories on top, or big banners on top, so that you can customize your shop page. And another one with the product page, so that you can better fine-tune that. And based on that, the home page will be also improved. Instead of having a generic home page, you will have a page that fits the e-commerce needs, with some free shipping, secure payment, categories of products that you can jump in right away, reviews, key products, and things like that. So everything from this wizard will be improved so that you directly get the right things. This is how we will disrupt the e-commerce website area. It's by providing this tree value at a better level than the others. And I believe that it's big enough to replace the existing market, the existing players on the market. And then the point of sale. Point of sale, we will follow the same strategy than the ERP. The restaurant, for instance, they have the same problem than traditional companies. They use 5 or 6 different software. They usually have a software for the point of sale to order. Then they need another software for the mobile orders. For instance, in Belgium, only 2% of the restaurants use mobile orders. Why? Because it's too expensive and they have to connect them with the point of sale, which is stupid because it's extremely efficient for a waiter to take orders on a mobile. But they don't do it just because of a cost. So if you offer that for free as part of the subscription, it's a game changer in a way. The order preparation display for the kitchen, online reservation, synchronized with Google reservation, and then you have your website, support, QR code menu, integration with Uber Eats, Deliveroo, and so on and so on and so on. Having all of this in a single package at just the price of one user, because one user can do already all of this, is a game changer for these industries. Especially it's the industry that is not very profitable, so if you lower the subscription for 300 euro to 20, it is already a game changer, and then you provide way more, like mobile orders, everything integrated, and they even have the accounting. This is big for this industry too. And for all the other apps, I won't go into the details, but we have a strategy on how we will lead every one of these apps. But for a lot of them, it's purely the overall UX in integration with all the other software that will create the differentiation. Some example, we improved the voice over IP, where you can have your recent call, reschedule call, transfer, record your call, get an AI transcript, or schedule next activities. There are plenty of, I think we have 1,000 UX tasks, so I won't go into the detail, but every application will become much better because of all the UX improvements. And that's not all. In the Odoo 19, we will introduce one and only one new application, which is the AI one. But it's already a good one. And the thing is, and that's the magic of Odoo, when we do one thing in Odoo, like the front-end website builder or a Kanban view, it applies to every application. And I do believe that in the AI space, we will directly be the leader because of the full integration that you have everywhere in every application of Odoo. I mean, there is no POS for restaurant with AI. That just doesn't exist. There is no AI in expense management software. And for Odoo, these things will work directly out of the box because of our simplicity and the quality of our frameworks. So there we are doing everything. Agents, automation, intelligent fields, autocomplete, summary, of course, pretty much everything you can imagine. Let me show you a few demos. Let's go to the CRM, for instance, and I go to this one, info about services. And I have a lead here. So the obvious easy thing is to use the AI to autocomplete your email. So you just click. And when you click, now you have the chat that opens, and you can ask the AI. By default, it proposes automatically based on the context what I should ask. This one is write a follow-up answer, so just enter, and it will propose me a follow-up answer, having the full context of the lead. So he knows the customer, where we are in the discussion, what we expect. So here we are doing a follow-up because we already asked 2 times, so he's doing a follow-up email. If I like it, copy, use, or I can fine-tune by prompting even more. And then send my email, and then just send it like this. You can use that, but it also works. Let's do it with a lead with no information. There is basically no information here. So let's do the same. AI. And here, write intro. He does not know me yet. And so you can also either use the prompt that he suggests or fine-tune. And then you prompt. And when you like it, so here you see, adapts completely to the lead. Hello, Henry. I am Mitchell admin. I have a point of contact. I've seen that we have we have good opportunities for the Elite industries because he has analyzed that the email was Henry at Elite. So he understands all the information about the leads, the history of the contact, so that he can propose things that are relevant. Make it longer. You can fine tune. And then you propose a better one. And if you like this one, just use this one, and then you're done. All right, that's easy. Let's send this. But you can do other things. You can also do, as usual, AI, like this, and prompt from a note. Write a summary of this opportunity. That's not very useful, but you get the point. You can do that on everything in Odoo, expenses, tasks, and everything. Let's use this. And then if you don't like something, like the activity, conference call with technical service, you could, for instance, click AI from here, rewrite, boom, and then you propose something else, and I can use this, and it improve my sentence. So you basically have AI everywhere. It adapts to the context. So you see here, I did an email because it was an introduction email. If I do it again, send a message. And now, instead of an introduction email, we will propose a follow-up email. So he's aware of the context of the conversation and everything. So I wanted to follow up of my previous message and blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah. So it's extremely efficient, just one click, fine-tune, and it's integrated with the chatter of Odoo. So you have a centralized experience about everything. Okay, that was easy. Let's do something better. What can I do? Oh yeah, let's do this. Let's go to the CRM, and I pick an opportunity, which is from the company Odoo, and I want to enrich information on my CRM. What I can do, I can go to the studio, and you see here we have new fields, AI field. So what I can do is drag and drop an AI field, or use an existing one that I already dragged up. I will do that. Drag and drop your AI field, boom, and in this field, you see here, you can write your own a prompt. So based on your knowledge, I think your knowledge, what is the industry of the company? And here, I will inject a specific data that I want him to learn. It's going to be a field selector, and I can navigate through all the fields, and I get the company name, like this. Insert. Very simple. I let you imagine everything we can do. Let's just save and generate, and boom, industry software. Because this is Odoo, if I go to the next one, oh, I don't have next one. Who is the industry? Proximus Telecommunication, IBM Technology, and you see, he got the industry for everything. Oh, here I have nothing. What kind of company can I use? American Airlines. Click, airline. And so you can basically enrich everything. I did it on the leads. You can do that on tasks, on pretty much everything you want to. You can do it also with properties. So very easy. Let's save it instead of using Studio. Go to Properties, add property, size of the company, or how many recruitment goals. It's a type integer, or you can even do a many-to-one. So let's say it's an industry. I create an industry table, and it will fill in with the industry, which is a many-to-one. So we'll fill in the data of relationship with other tables. Or here I can do a multi-line text. Oh no, sorry. Where is it? File type. Where is my AI? Yeah, AI. Multi-line text. Tell me how many developers the company that I inject. Field. Company name. Club. Is recruiting for the department. And then I inject. Field. I don't know, activity state. And boom, you create your prompt and it will enrich automatically your card. Or here I did something not relevant, so I don't know if you will get it, probably not. And so you can create your own things. And obviously this field works everywhere. You can create custom reports, you can do statistics on them. So if I go to the pipeline, graph view by industry, where is it? It's a custom field I just added, so industry, boom, and now I have my leads by industry because all the industries have been filled up on my CRM leads. Okay, but that was easy. Let's do something else. Let's go to project. Home construction, or I think I have another one, office design. Yes. So I have a few tasks here, and I want to assign them automatically based on the tasks. So we have multiple product owners. Some are responsible for accounting, some are responsible for CRM, and I will assign them based on that. So I'll go on the column, say automation, and I will create a new automation. And my automation is add an action, which is update a record, assign the right product owner, update record, update with AI, the field assignees, boom. Select the right user for the task / field selector, and I will use, for instance, the task name, but I can use the full description, the message, or anything. I'll use the task name. Okay. Insert. So select the right user for the task things amongst, and I will use my user. For instance, I have, who do I have? Mitchell admin, insert, who is expert in sales and CRM. And then I have Mark Demo, insert, who is product owner of accounting. So you just write your data like this. So I'm asking him to assign the assignees on the task based on the title of the task. Mitchell admin for sales and CRM, and Mark Demo for accounting. Just keep in mind that Mitchell admin sales and CRM, Mark Demo for accounting. Let's try. Boom, let's go back. So I have 4 tasks here. Here I have improved the invoice report. Did you follow me for who it should be? Mark, let's try. Boom, Mark Demo. Here we have, let's pick another one. Debit and credit in balance sheet. For who? Mark. Boom, Mark Demo. Better leads assignation, Mitchell admin. CRM cleanup, Mitchell admin. But that was easy. Let's do something else. Now we're gonna go to the different application, the AI app. And from the AI app, you can build your own agents. And the agents are the ones that are used by all the tools I showed you, okay? On an agent, you can configure a lot of things. You have a RAG, so you can attach sources. So here I uploaded my Odoo Enterprise agreement, as well as some URLs, like the privacy policy, GDPR, and so on of Odoo. So now I have a bot that is aware of the legal practices of Odoo. I can choose how I want to connect it, ChatGPT, Gemini, and others are coming. The style of response, system prompt, and then I have some topics. The topics are pre-made. I have one which is book a meeting and answer questions, and I can create as much topic as I want. These topics are expressed in just text too, so book a meeting. Here is what you should do to book a meeting, and they use actions. Actions are the things that I call objects in Odoo, and you can create your own actions too, like here I have one for book a meeting. Let's do it. And now I have these agents that you can call from everywhere. Either I click here, and I can start chatting with my legal assistant. Or from anywhere in Odoo, when you are in the sale order opportunity lead, Control K, you know it, and I have my Odoo compliance assistant, which is here. Click on it, and then I can start. Is Odoo SOC 2 compliant? And then I will have an answer based on the knowledge of my company. Yes, Odoo is SOC 2 compliant, and it's explained in the document. Do you want more things? I can ask, send me the link to the privacy policy. And then it will send me the link to the privacy policy here. And then, okay, can I get a meeting with a legal person? And now I will enter the flow of my topics. Yes, I can help you, but can you provide your name first, Fabian? And in order to schedule a meeting, you will need, can you please, your preferred date and time? Tomorrow, 3 p.m. Can you confirm your name as Fabien? Yes. And now my meeting is confirmed and is booked in the CRM. And you can plug anything you want. It's connected to any channel you want, because we have SMS, WhatsApp, live chat, bot, internal user, external user, pretty much everything you want. So we did that. You probably have noticed it for the odoo.com/help page. We have that with the Ask a Human and the RAG here, that with all the documentation of Odoo. So you can ask anything like, I don't know, how to change the sequence of an invoice already posted, for instance. And that it will answer based on the knowledge of Odoo. It says we have two options. Either you mass resequence, if you have the right, or here is how to do, or you do, you change just the default sequence for the future. Do you want more documentation, or do you want to talk to a human? And if you want to talk to a human, then you will enter the bot that will qualify and send you to the human. So that's something, that kind of technology will be accessible to all of the users in just a few clicks, with no technical knowledge required. Clear? So this is what happened when we launched that. That's the number of support tickets we had per day. So we had something like 2,300 support tickets average per day. It's a team of 650 people, so it's complex to manage this support department. And then we launched the AI and the live support with our operator in chat, live chat, and this is what happened to our ticket. It decreased to 1,400, I think. Obviously, it's not only AI, it's also the live support, but the graph which is way more important for me is the following one. So the blue line is what happened to the ticket, and the red one is the AI, and the green one is the live chat. And as you can see, not only the effort has been decreased, but the number of issues we handle, because the quality of the service is better, people use more our services, is nearly doubled. So we went from 2,000 per day here to 4,000 per day with the tree approach. And the majority of them, so the red one and the green one, have an instant live support incident response, whether it's through the AI or whether it's through a human, it's instant and live. And with the human, we have a mechanism where they can share the screen. It's quite cool because now in the live chat of Odoo, even the operator can trigger a live session with video conference, sharing the screen and everything. So it's much better service than the support ticket by emails. Now we share the screen, we show how to use it live, and we have had support agents that have done 1 hour of tutorials just from the support in live chat. So because of that, we allow to reduce our incident by email, but double the number of incident we respond with a much better quality for the service. So it's the kind of technology that is game changer, really game changer, at least for us. Oh, another one that you will like. We are changing the partner page. So we used to have the partner page, which is ranked by the number of reference. It was very basic. The more reference you have, the higher you get. We keep that, but we wanted to improve for the end user the capabilities of finding the right partner for them. So we just introduced this night the new partners page, where now you have the partners ranked as usual, but way more information on the partners. So you have references. We detect the reference of the end user, the industry of the end user. So we show the main industry for this partner, number of experts, the retention rate that he has on his contract, the large project to know, okay, this one did 400, 200, 500, so that I know that if I am a very small client, 2,100, I will go with someone who is used to work with a low client, and then we have a find the best match, where you can say, okay, I am in, I don't know, clothing store, small company, Belgium, and we use also the location. So if you are from Louvain-la-Neuve, we will rank higher the partners from Louvain-la-Neuve. So to give more chances to everybody. And that changes the rating. Now we have more partners based on the rating that I have done. For the industry, the location where I am from, the reference and everything. So the listing is adapted to the specification of the end user. For now, only 50% of your reference have an industry, because we didn't have the information before, and that's the only 50% that the AI could find. So for the rest, we will do in the portal a way for the partners to adapt the industries on all their references. The matching is takes into account the distance, the size of the project, the industry, and the number of references you have. So the algorithm mixed everything and do a ranking based on that to be sure we show different partners. Other news, so we launched 45 new industries. One thing that is good, since January this year, we have 30% extra leads, which is huge. So we are running now at, I don't know if I'm per day or per week, but a lot of leads. You have seen the live support, AI support. New milestone for us, we reached 11,000 new clients per month. It's huge. But the most important one, it's all the product improvements. I can already tell you that Odoo 19 is going to be very, very big. It's not always the case. Sometimes we need to wait 2 months before the release to know if the release is going to be good or not. But this time, it's going to be a massive release. And for the rest, I'd like to invite you, Sébastien, our sales director. We will explain you where we are in terms of numbers.
Thank you, Fabien. So as you all know, Fabien likes to talk about numbers. That's why he asked me to do it in general. So yeah, in terms of group performance, you have seen that, yeah, as Fabien just showed, we have plus 30% in terms of leads. But that represents as well in terms of new customers. We see that we have really a spike in terms of new customer per month. We're reaching 10,000 as we have seen. And it's quite impressive if we look at the past months, as we see that we were a couple of months ago only around like 6,000 to 8,000. So we see that we have a steady growth that continues really over the months, and we expect that growth to continue. You know that graph normally, it's the graph where we basically design when we change our pricing. And I believe that today we have enough data to show you the result of what happens. So in that graph, you remember well, we basically realized that for the really small customers between 0 to 5, it was really expensive to use Odoo. While actually for the bigger ones, it was actually way cheaper. And what we have done a small analysis where you see basically the number on the left, the number of subscription by user, and on the right, the MRR, so MRR monthly recurring revenue, for the same information. And as you can see, we see clearly that the number of subscription has basically completely exploded for the 1 to 5. So the red line, if you're a bit far, the red line is the 1 to 5, the green one is 6 to 20, the blue one is 21 to 50, and then the yellow one is the 50 plus. So you can see really that basically the goal that we had was to really activate the 1 to 5. It's actually done, but also to decrease the price. And basically you see that here, we also have the line that's going a little bit down, so in terms of pricing. At the same time, yet you see that the MRR for the 50 plus is still growing, as simply we didn't really increase the price, but simply with the amount of users that they have as well, it has a massive impact. And basically that's what you see on, it's the same information, but just in numbers. We see that the strong growth comes from the 1 to 5 in terms of numbers, the count of customers that we have, but at the same time, 32% of the IRR is actually managed by the 50 plus users in general. So basically, we're quite happy because when we come back to that graph, it's exactly the goal that we had. We can now say that after 2 years, it's exactly where we wanted to be. Now, in terms of hosting, I think that it's also a trend that is actually going in the right direction. We see that all the different hosting are growing, actually from Odoo SH to online to on-premise, with a massive increase in Odoo SH, and in the SaaS. So clearly, we see that Odoo SH is exploding as well in terms of numbers, and that's a good sign, and that's also the reason why we continue to invest a lot in the product to make it better and to increase as well the capability for the future for customer and for you guys on a daily basis. Now, a couple of numbers, because I know that it's also important to show a bit where we are in terms of regions. Basically, it's still the same. We see that the biggest part of the biggest chunk of the revenue is in Europe and Africa. Then you have Americas. After that, you have the MENA region, the APAC region, and then India, with a strong growth from India, of course, but also from MENA, and the rest is following at a really good pace, around like 39 to 40%. We expect the same growth for this year as well. By the way, I'm talking here in ARR, so annual recurring revenue. So that's for sure the most important part. Now, in terms of partner network, we see that the partner network, it continues to grow a lot. Fabien already said we have 9,000 plus actually partners worldwide. Of course, we have different kind of partners as well that are actually part of the ecosystem. We have, of course, the community partners that are not official, but they are still around the ecosystem. We have now the fiduciary that are also becoming partners that are working with you guys to help the ecosystem to grow. That gives also a lot of credibility in terms of accounting on the market. We have the implementing partners, and we see that there as well, we have more and more different kind of partners. We have really small business where basically it's really to help the activation of a really tiny customer, and then we have the classical partners helping the day-to-day implementation on large or small scale as well. And last but not least, we see as well now that we start to activate the digital agencies, and that's thanks to the evolution of the product, of course, of the CMS. I think that some of the partners are also joining that part, and I think it's really great. And clearly, I believe that this could be a massive investment as well in the future, simply because it brings also a lot of attention. And basically, the digital agencies are used to use a lot of different tools. They're using CMS, but also CRMs. And then depending on the cases, they can even have like some marketing tools. So it's an opportunity that we should really continue to follow, because for sure it will take a different step in the future. Now, in terms of new partners, so you see that it follows the same curve than the new customers and the leads as well. So we have around like 450 new partners a year. I know that a month, sorry. I know that that's not always a good news for you guys because you see it as a competition, but the actual point is not really there, because I believe that really small compared to the giant. If you look at SAP, they have today 24,000 partners worldwide, so we're not even close to that. And clearly, I think it's a good sign of the traction of Odoo on the market. People see that, okay, there's something to do from the customer side, but also from the company side. Now, not all those partners will actually be visible, simply because we have the official partners with gold, silver, and ready partners. If you see that they're already a bit lower this year, simply because those numbers are up to the 31st of March. So actually, we know that it will actually continue to grow in the future. But the good news is that The partner network is now stable, I would say. You remember a couple, I think it was 2-3 years ago, it was a bit different. It was actually in 2023. We had as many gold partners than silvers, which is actually not really logical. Now we have a normal, I would say, curve where basically we have a small amount of gold, then we have a high amount of silver, and then a high amount of ready, and then of course the learnings. So that's actually a good sign. I think it will stay like that, and we'll continue to invest in there to make it work. Now, obviously, when we recruit 450 partners, you know how difficult it is to be a partner, how much investment it requires, how much knowledge it means as well, and so the retention is completely different. So that graph, you might like it, because simply you see that it's a cohort, and you see that after 12 months, actually, only 50% of the partners will actually succeed. To stay, will continue to be an official partner. And I think that actually, that's also because some of the new partners are actually joining force with existing partners, and so will actually help you guys to grow in terms of resource, and will continue as well in the future. So that it's basically the same graph, but I knew that the room would be big, so basically you see the exact same information, but here it's simply since January 2023. So that's why we're also investing a lot into the account management part to help you guys, to give you the tools, and to make sure that you have everything you need to be successful and to continue to grow, because at the end of the day, that's what we want. We want to make sure that people in general will grow after years. A couple of information around the way it works today. So last year, we signed 93,000 new customers. Out of that, 25,000 were actually signed with partners, so that represents 30%. But you know as well that basically those are bigger customers compared to the one that we sign direct, that are most of the time 1 to 5 users. The interesting part is that actually on average, partners are signing 4.2 customers per head. So 4.2. Now, the reality is that we have partners signing around 90 contracts a year and others signing 1. And that's basically, of course, always the challenge, because basically today the top 100 partners are actually signing 14% of the contracts. So clearly, we know that the activation is still actually really important, and that's why we are also investing a lot into the resource that we provide to make sure that you guys can continue this growth and have the right help. Now, in terms of branding on the market, I think that it's really interesting, because that's for sure thanks to you guys as well that we see that growth. Every year we share that same graph, but I think that it's really something that is also quite impressive. We see that now, since let's say 2022, there's really a spike. We have a good branding worldwide, and it continues to grow year after year. So thank you for that, guys. I think you deserve a round of applause. And if we look at the worldwide effect, basically we see that we go country per country. Still in the US and in some other part of the world, we see that clearly we are not there, but we are working on it, and I think that it's something that will continue to work step by step. Last part, I think the Odoo experience, I don't know if you already know, but it's on the 18th and 20th of September. So that's really important because it's a change compared to last year. So it's Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. We changed that simply because we wanted also to target different kind of audience. I think it's something really nice. I hope that you will enjoy it as well. So don't forget, if you didn't yet book the booth, I think it's the right moment to do it. We still have enough, so that's a good point. And of course, next to that, you have the tickets that are also still the same than last year, but you have, of course, the premium pass for the Saturday as well, which will be a bit different than the Thursday and Friday. So I think that will be also a great experience. Last but not least, don't forget that we have the Lab Odoo that's just there. So the Lab Odoo will stay the entire day just near this room actually. So feel free to visit it and to enjoy the day. Thank you, guys. I hope that you will enjoy the day, and see you just after. So you have actually You have 3 rooms. You have the open space 9, which is this one. Then you have the open space 8, which is the one next to it. And then you have the event room. That is actually the room just on the right before the stairs. So next sessions is actually how to integrate security compliance in your sales pitch. That's here. Then you have building a winning partnership. This is just next door. And then the last one is partner-led initiative for market development in the small room just before the stairs. Yeah, and of course, all the product owners are there for the entire day upstairs at the ground zero.